Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle. I am your host, Colette Darville, cultivating our body's resilience and inner silence and its application to all aspects of your life. Let's become enlightened and enjoy the power of intuitiveness and creativity. You are listening to Society Bites Radio, social interaction for the mind and soul. Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Colette Darville, and this is Yin Yoga Lifestyle. So now let us take a deep meditative breath. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Shelby Ondrus is the creator and formulator of Shelby Naturals. She is a registered holistic nutritionist, and before creating Shelby Naturals, she had a career as at one of the largest health food stores in Canada. 10 years ago marked the start of her skin and health issues. She struggled with persistent acne, unbalanced skin, redness, and scarring. Shelby tried every skincare product she could find that marketed acne relief. After basically burning off her skin and making it red and a dry disaster, Shelby reached a point where she wanted just to give it all up. But something inside her knew there was an answer. She knew deep down that prescribed drugs would only be a temporary fix and would mess up her already out of balance body, but she didn't know what to do. After her acceptance into the Canadian School of Natural Nutrition, Shelby became more aware of the profound and incredible effects of organic and whole food that it has on the body and the skin. But she was still having acne flare-ups. So Shelby began to experiment with natural skin formulas. And so after much trial and error and a lot of persistence, Shelby Naturals was born. Shelby's passion and goal is to provide her clients with the purest skincare formulation with simple and ultra-pure ingredients and nourish your skin. Shelby is proud that her products work with every skin type, every age, and at every stage in your beautiful life, as she says, and she wants to share her discoveries and her journey through skincare formulation with her love and passion for only the best. Beautifully said. Welcome to Yin Yoga Lifestyle, Shelby.
Hi.
It's great to have you on.
I'm excited to be here. Very excited to connect with you all.
This is wonderful. And we, it's funny how things sort of come around, and how now Shelby is all the way up in Canada, just so our listeners know that. And wherever you're listening, you will have to go onto her site, and we'll tell you what that is at the end. But remarkable story. And I wanted to ask you, Shelby, many teenagers tolerate problem skin as they're growing up, but yours was a chronic skin condition. How did this affect your formative years as a teenager and a young adult? Because it can be quite imposing on somebody who's growing up and finding their feet and trying to make friends, right?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, and it really impacted me. That's a great question. During my teenage years, actually, my acne started coming up when I was turning about 12 years old. So it was quite early. Wow. And I just thought, it was hormonal teenage acne at the time. And my mom thought, oh, this is normal. Every teenager, goes through this, most teenagers. But I always found that it really affected my self-esteem and my confidence. And I saw a lot of my friends didn't have acne. And it was something that I always wondered, why do I have this? And what can I do to get rid of this was really the first question, because it's right on your face. And that at that time, I didn't really wear a lot of makeup, but I started to get more into makeup because I just didn't want the acne to be visible. I wanted to cover it up, and it definitely affected me and my confidence in the earlier years for sure.
Yeah, it's because it can be very debilitating for a young person. At what point did you realize that you and many other people with chronic skin needed something other than what was being offered in the skincare industry, because you see that all the time. You see, try this, try that, try the other. Um, so what was your take on that?
Exactly. Yeah, I think I realized it once I just exhausted so many different avenues in the conventional world. And I say the conventional world, meaning I just went to countless, I guess, doctors and dermatologists and tried I mean, I haven't tried every product, but it feels like I have. It's countless products, antibiotic gels and prescriptions. And I always wanted to avoid using Accutane because I just did a lot of research on, the negative side effects. And I wanted to
Right.
try and at least avoid that and start with topicals. But nothing worked well for me. And actually, my skin, like in my story, when you introduced me, it was just burnt and dry, and it became really sensitive. And it actually went downhill after trying all these conventional treatments, products, like Proactive, which is really popular for acne prone skin. I just had a terrible time with that. And that's what really got me to a point where it was like, I need to find a solution for this, because now not only do I have chronic acne, I have all these other issues that these products brought upon. So that's what really brought me to the journey of getting into the holistic world of natural health, becoming a holistic nutritionist, going to school for that, and then realizing that there's a whole world of natural ingredients that effectively heal and work with our skin on a cellular level. It's just incredible. And that's when I started to get into that. And that's a whole story in itself. I mean, I can delve a little bit into there, but and that's when I started to work at, I started, so just to go off my introduction too, I was working at one of the largest health food stores in Canada. And it was a great experience because I was working as a nutritionist there, and they just had a huge selection of skincare, natural skincare, and other products that weren't as natural, but still, avoided a lot of the more harmful chemicals in today's products on the market. So I started to try everything I could get my hands on and started to educate myself by reading the labels. And that's how I found out that a lot of the products I was using had some chemicals that I did not want in my body. And that's how I made the connection. What you put on actually goes in. And I had never really thought of that beforehand. Even into my early adult years, I just, grabbed any product that said, helps with acne, clears the skin, targets oily skin. So I would always gravitate towards that. But I started to realize, the marketing of it, start looking at the ingredients of what's actually inside. So
and absolutely. It takes, what is it? It takes about 30 seconds for your skin to absorb whatever you put on it, I think.
About 30 seconds, and it goes right into the bloodstream. So, and you can even, this way I put the dots together too, is I used to have this, and I still do use it as a progesterone cream, a natural progesterone cream, which I would use topically at certain times of the month. And it's like, well, of course, like, no wonder the progesterone is going into the body through the skin. So of course the skincare products would do the same thing, right? So I started to connect the dots. And when
sorry. And because, and a lot of people don't realize that when they do put stuff on their skin, the skin absorbs pretty quickly.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I didn't even know.
How did you begin making your first product? Like how do you start making a product, a skincare product for you?
That's a great question. Yeah. So how I started was really just a lot of intense research. I wanted to create something just to help myself. In the beginning, I wasn't thinking about making a business or, launching a line in particular. I just wanted to create something that helped myself. I actually studied holistic nutrition, which gave me a lot of in-depth knowledge about a lot of botanicals and natural ingredients that are really beneficial for the skin. But I learned especially a lot under an aromatherapist, and we really studied the way oils work with the skin's chemistry.
Yes.
And basically how they just are incredible because our skin produces an oil called sebum, and these oils work to balance that and actually help to, with all the nutrients and the vitamins and minerals contained in certain oils, they help to reduce inflammation and then help with aging. So that is really where I started when I started to formulate my first product, is the research aspect. So what oils, because there's thousands, hundreds of thousands of oils, different
Yeah.
plants in the world. What am I going to focus on? What am I going to use? What's really going to help my acne, my scarring? And I started to get aging, like pigmentation and developing wrinkles, because I had dried my skin out so much and by using harsh products. So I started to look into not only acne, but aging. What led me to create my first product. So my first product was actually the face cream, because I was so terrified of oils at the time. I wanted to create a cream that helped with not only inflammation, so be it acne or rosacea, eczema, but it also targeted aging, which
Wow.
scarring, pigmentation, wrinkles. So that's what really led me to create Shelby Naturals, which just targets, it's holistic a way of thinking.
Beautiful.
My skincare products not only target acne, they target everything for everyone. So.
Well, that kind of sort of leads me into another question here. Um, is there a skincare routine that everybody should follow?
That's a great question. And I know everyone is so individual. And I always
Yeah.
stress this, especially with my clients. It's, there's not a one fix all, or one diet that works for everyone, and, not a one skincare product or routine that would necessarily work for everyone. But I
Mm-hmm.
found just over my years of, studying and just being in the industry and even struggling with what I struggled with, that there is a routine that really helps most people. And what it is using a good oil cleanser. So I highly recommend oil cleansing, because it not
Oh.
only helps to deeply cleanse the pores of the skin, it helps to balance. So it's a
Ah.
great way. Using another cleanser as a base of water or aloe or anything that's water-based will strip the skin, and you want to replenish it so your skin isn't overproducing or underproducing its sebum or its
Ah,
oil.
I did not
So
know
that's,
that. I did not know that.
yeah, so that's a great first step. And that's really the first step that changed my whole skin and my routine, because I was just constantly stripping my skin. And I had a lot of uh, people in my life. Of course, my mom and my family. My mom was always into natural health, but she always found she never really got into oil cleansing, and she always found her skin was just always left very dry, and she was noticing more wrinkles come up, and she was asking me, what can I do for that? And it's so great, because oil cleansing works for every age, and it's really beneficial for just anti-aging. So that's a
Yeah,
great first step.
we
And then this
gotta love that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And the second step is toning, which is something I never did, because I always found toners were just full of alcohol and always dried out my skin even more. With our toner, we use no alcohol, but a hydrosol. So that actually is basically when you have a botanical, like let's say rose petals, and you're doing the essential oil, the distillation, it's the steam that comes from that. So you're getting the oils, some of the oils from the essential oil in that steam, and all the minerals and vitamins. So it's
Mm.
so amazing for the skin, very refreshing, anti-aging, but also helps to prime the skin to open the pores to absorb the next step, which is the serum. So this is a complete oil-based moisturizer. And what it does is, our skin has 3 layers. So there's the epidermis, the dermis, and the hypodermis. And this, because the
Mm.
serum is an oil, and we've properly cleansed the pores, we've removed, dirt, impurities, environmental toxins that our skin is exposed to on a day-to-day basis from just being outdoors. And it just removes that really nicely, helps to gently detoxify the skin in a way. The toner helps to prime open the pores so the serum can go deeper, and then help
Oh,
to give more results, basically. So targeting aging, inflammation is really the 2 top things. And
wow.
then after, yeah, and that's really that's our daily essentials set. Actually, we sell those 3 as one product, because
Mhm.
that's what I really recommend for most people to use. And after that, if your skin is drier, or you want to have even more anti-aging benefits, the face cream is a great add-on as well. And that just helps to protect the skin, add more hydration, and also add more, vitamins and minerals and nutrients to our skin's layer.
So it's really, I guess, routine and doing this day and night is what will keep our skin um, in good shape, right?
Exactly. And that's why I
Being
recommend, it's, yeah,
being
really
consistent.
important to, exactly. Consistency is key. And, using a natural product, you won't see, and really any product, you won't see results right away, but it's when you put in